Hey everyone, Foss here. Running a challenge with a full team of Pokemon is just too easy, so let's get back into the solo challenges. It's been a while since I've taken on Generation 3, which is probably my favorite generation to date. So let's see if I can beat Pokemon Sapphire with a team of only one Relicanth. Relicanth is a rock-water Pokemon that derives its name from a combination of Relic and Coelacanth, or Coelacanth if you say it correctly, which is a prehistoric fish thought to have gone extinct long ago. But oddly enough, one of these fish made its appearance in the late 1930s, over 65 million years after it was thought to have gone extinct. That's just insane. Being that this may be the last fish of its kind, I will do what I can to keep this one alive and well. This prehistoric fish is repping a solid 485 in overall base stats. Its base defense is a whopping 130, which is up there with the likes of Metagross, Gigalith, and even Lugia. So this thing is a tank. Where it excels in base defense, attack, and HP, it lacks in special and speed. Looking at Relicanth's moveset, most of the water and ice attacks it can learn are all special moves, so this could cause some major issues in the long run. Luckily, it does learn stab moves such as Water Gun at level 8 and Rock Tomb at level 15, which will be a ton of help early on in the game. Sure, both these moves have pathetic power and Water Gun is a special move, but at least the first gym is all rock types, so that should be an easy one. By TM, Relicanth can learn some solid moves for the late game such as Blizzard, Earthquake, and Return. Honestly, don't think that that'll be too difficult, but perhaps that low special defense will come back to haunt us in the late game. Let's take a look at the rules. I can only use Relicanth in battle, but I can use other Pokemon for HMs. There are no items in battle except for held items, there are no cheats or exploits, and I must defeat Steven at the Elite Four to consider this run complete. I'm honestly glad I'm not doing this challenge in Emerald, as that post-game Steven Stone fight is a nightmare at times. If you like this video, please let me know in the comments below. Also remember to leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this in the near future. With all that out of the way, let's get into the actual video. Our day begins like any other, locked in the back of a van without windows on my way to an unknown location. Kidnapping. Classic. Upon arrival to Little Root Town, I enter the house to find a suspiciously busy group of Machoke. I mean, this one's literally just walking back and forth. Do I need to tell Dad about this, Mom? After dealing with that, I break into the neighbor girl's bedroom like any sane teenager would, before she runs out screaming to find her father. I do the non-creepy thing of following her until I find this chubby man with a white coat being threatened by a poodle. I assume this is the man that she was looking for, so I break into his bag to see what I can find. Of the three Pokemon, I choose Relicanth, because this is a Relicanth only challenge, of course. I named it Fish because that's hilarious, and then I continued on down the path. I eventually tracked down my the neighbor girl, and embarrassed her about as bad as her father embarrassed her family by getting attacked by a level 4 dog while being the professor of the Pokemon region. Pathetic. Speaking of pathetic, let's take a look at Fish here. It has an adamant nature, so plus attack and minus special attack. That can really hurt us in the long run. It does have the Rock Head ability, which would be quite useful since this thing learns both Takedown and Double Edge later on. It only knows Tackle and Harden at this point, so I head into the grass to not only grind up levels, but also catch myself some Zigzagoon. I'm doing this for one reason, the pickup ability. In Gen 3, the pickup ability does not find items based on level, so even at level 3, the Zigzagoon has a chance to pick up PP-ups, protein, and most importantly, rare candies. So after filling my team with 5 of these striped rodents, I make my way into the Petalburg gym to find my long-lost father. He immediately tasks me with following the strange green-haired kid into the grass where he finds the rarest encounter on the route and proceeds to catch it with a single ball. Yeah, Wally, that's not how this always works. But whatever, let's take on the first gym. I arrive at Rustboro at level 11 to take on Roxanne. At this point, Fish has learned Water Gun, and since Roxanne's team is based around Pokemon with high defense but low special defense, this battle was a cakewalk. The Geodude that she led off with went down to a single shot. The Nosepass that was on next was a little bit more annoying to deal with, but it only managed to deal 6 damage before eventually going down, earning us the first badge of our journey. I then make my way into this dark cave here to beat up on this grunt and his dog before grabbing his goods and hightailing it out of there. On the way out, I return a Wingull to his owner, who offers to give me a ride on his boat. Yeah, just the old man and me. A child. On the open sea. With no one else around. No way this could go bad, right? I eventually arrive in Dewford City, home of the fighting gym. Fish, being that it's weak to fighting, wants nothing to do with that at this point. So I make my way into the Granite Cave to do a little bit of training. While in there, I make a little detour to deliver a piece of mail to this stranger in the deepest depths of the cave. Was this really the most convenient place to meet up? Could we not have just waited for this dude to come out? I mean, he has to come out eventually, right? Also, haven't you heard of the Postal Service? No, instead you wait for a 10-year-old to touch your goods before sending him on a wild goose chase to find yet another stranger in a deep dark cave. The logic here is flawless. After putting on quite a few more levels and learning the move Yawn, it was time to take on Gym Leader Brawly. Machop was out first, and after using Yawn to put it to sleep, I took some time to misclick on Yawn yet again before testing whether Rock Tomb or Water Gun was going to do more damage. I eventually come to the conclusion that Water Gun was the best way to go, so it eventually goes down, and Makuhita was out next. I hit it with a Yawn immediately, but it returns the favor with the Sand Attack. A little known fact about Sand Attack is that it apparently drops your accuracy by 50%, because I proceed to miss a 100 accuracy move 3 times in a row. After bringing it down to only a sliver of health, I predict the use of a super potion by hitting it again with Yawn. As Makuhita falls asleep, I continue to whittle away at its health until it eventually goes down. That Sand Attack was incredibly frustrating, but with that, we've checked off another badge on our list. From there, our journey takes us to Slateport City, where I meet up with this gentleman in the construction dock who tasked me with finding Captain Stern. After paying my way into a building just to rescue its so-called doctor, I'm confronted by this team of blue robe wearing fools and their leader. I thought he was going to play any real part in this game, so let's just move on. North of town, I enter this house with an eerie presence. Perhaps there is... Wait. What's happening here? Totally not anything demonetizable. I promise. After revealing the secret entrance behind the tapestry here concealing numerous underage children, I make my way through the maze just to earn myself a rare candy. I'm going to try my best to find these rare candies wherever I can. With the help of my Zigzagoon squad, this should really help cut down on the grinding in the late game. But following that, we're confronted again by Maya a little bit further down the path and are able to take out her team with only a sliver of health to spare before arriving in Mauville. Before heading into the gym, I take the time to show Wally that he's not worthy of being a Pokemon trainer as I take out his entire team, well, his single Pokemon with a single shot. Watson's team of electric Pokemon not only has a variety of moves that are super effective against my Rockfish, but the Magnemite that he leads off with insists on paralyzing me every chance it gets. After way too many attempts, I eventually get this attempt here that was probably pure luck. After putting Magnemite to sleep, a couple of Rock Smashes takes it out, but not before paralyzing Fish. The Voltorb that was out next goes down to a single takedown, and then out comes Magneton. This is where the real challenge lies. I need to put this thing to sleep right away. It knows both Sonic Boom and Thunder Shock, which could easily take out Fish if it's less than 50 HP. Watson chooses to go for Sonic Boom 2 turns in a row though before Magneton finally falls asleep, allowing Fish to get 2 straight defense drops courtesy of Rock Smash, so one last Rock Smash finally takes it out, earning us probably the most difficult badge of our journey. From there, our adventure takes us to Meteor Falls, where we are confronted by Team Aqua yet again. Not only that, but we also get a taste of Team Magma, their polar opposite, who's dead set on removing all the water from the face of the Earth. If you really want that, there are other planets in our solar system that'll show you exactly how that would go, but to each their own. After the ditch, I speak to the scientist who mentions a meteorite on the top of Mount Chimney, so you know what that means. At the top of the mountain, we have our first battle with Archie, who leads off with Might Yenna, who goes down to a couple of takedowns. Remember the takedown cannot deal recoil damage thanks to Fish's ability, so this battle really won't be much of a challenge. With a healthy mix of Rock Tombs and takedown, we defeat Archie, grab ourselves that meteorite, and make our way into the next gym of the challenge. Flannery and her team of fire Pokemon really should not be an issue. Sure, I don't have any water moves in the moveset at this point, but Takedown and Rock Tomb are more than enough to wipe her entire team with ease. So after only 30 seconds, we can add another badge to our collection. And if you didn't realize, I'm playing this game at 3 times speed. I'm mainly doing that so that I can complete these challenges a little bit faster, get this content out faster for ya. With that though, we're moving on to the desert, where I grabbed myself the root fossil. I knew that if I didn't say which one I took, then you would ask. Don't ask though. The comments definitely are not good for the YouTube algorithm, I promise. Please don't come after me, MDB. Up next on my list of things to do is whooping up on my father to show him who is really the head of the household. And no, I'm not talking about this Machoke, they're probably doing some naughty things with my mother right now, okay? They don't count. Besides some heavy damage with a well-planned focus punch, this battle really wasn't too bad. Both slacking do their usual loafing around every other turn, which allows Fish to put them to sleep through the use of Yawn, before knocking down their defense via rock throw and taking them out. Vigoroth was honestly a little bit scary due to Fish's low health, but a lucky crit hit takes it out to earn us the balance badge. Oh yeah, and the title of the man of the house, of course. I then make a little detour to this abandoned ship that's marooned on a reef. It's here that I find this queasy dude looking into a garbage can. This boat isn't moving, so I wonder what's in the can that's making him feel so terrible. Oh, you son of a... From there I make my way to Route 119 to take on Mei yet again. Her team goes down to a single shot each, which is honestly a good sign for how the rest of this challenge may go. I then destroy Kecleon before being gifted the Devon Scope, which allows me to finally enter the Fortree City Gym. It was at this point that I realized that I maybe got rid of Rock Tomb a little bit early in place of Surf. Thanks to Winona only using status moves for the first couple mons, Fish was able to put them to sleep through the use of Yawn before chipping away at them using Surf. Skarmory at least gets off some damage with Steel Wing prior to going down, but Pelipper again was not an issue whatsoever as it only hits us with Water Gun. A couple of takedowns knock it out, earning us yet another easy badge on our journey. The last two badges are notoriously difficult to obtain though, so let's see how low of a level we can actually complete these at. Before I can take those on though, I make my way to Mount Pyre to whip up on some more Team Aqua grunts before getting myself that mysterious blue orb. I take this blue orb to Lily Cove City, where May wants to show us that her last loss to us was just a fluke. I will give her a little bit of credit here since her team was able to stand more than one shot each this time, but overall this still wasn't a challenge whatsoever. I'm going to need to make my way around the map at this point, so I head into the open water to catch myself a flying Pokemon. I eventually find this Pelipper here that proceeds to take every last Pokeball I had in my possession to capture. That was ridiculous. It took me more time to complete than beating both of the prior gym leaders combined. After dealing with that, I had to deal with even more water as Team Aqua commandeers a sub and heads back to their hideout. It is here where it takes some time to destroy even more Team Aqua members before they take off in the submarine yet again. I've had enough Team Aqua to this point, so let's just take on the next gym instead. Tate and Liza's gym has often been a frustrating gym to complete in some of my previous playthroughs, so I'm really just hoping for the best here as I arrive with Fish at level 47. This is also a mandatory double battle, so send out a level 2 Zigzagoon to fight alongside Fish. At this point, Fish knows Surf, which is not only super effective, but also hits all Pokemon on the field. Despite a boost in special defense thanks to Light Screen, Solrock goes down, but Lunatone survives and is healed back to full health. A Surf on the next turn crit hits though, taking out the artificial moon with a single shot to earn us the second to the last badge of our journey. I then head back to the abandoned ship to grab the TM for Ice Beam before making my way through the seafloor cavern, where I come across the legendary Pokemon Kyogre. Upon arrival, Archie shows up yet again to prove that he's still no match for my prehistoric Fish. So after defeating him, Kyogre awakens from his long slumber thanks to the power of the blue orb in my pocket. Like my wife being awoken from a nap, Kyogre rains chaos and destruction upon the world, and it's up to me again to fix it. Luckily, Steven is here to fly me to Satopolis to take on the next portion of our... Are you kidding me? You couldn't just fly me there with you? Whatever, I'll just do it myself then. Once at Satopolis, I make my way deep into the Cave of Origin where I encounter the legendary beast in its natural environment. This could be one of the most difficult battles in the game. Kyogre is insanely overpowered and there's no way the Fish will stand a chance, and yeah, I just caught it with a Master Ball. I make my way through the puzzle of the Satopolis gym until I finally arrive at Wallace. He leads off with Love Disc, who goes down easily to a single Ancient Power. Whiscash is up next though, and this thing can be annoying. Not only that, but it also knows Earthquake, which is super effective against Fish, so that's going to be a huge threat. A takedown brings it down to just over half health. I then decided to use Ice Beam to keep it out of full restore range before taking it out on the next turn with another takedown. Celio is out next and doesn't stand a chance against the super effective Ancient Power, so Seaking follows. I miss the first takedown as Seaking lands a Water Pulse for some decent damage. A couple more takedowns drops the giant goldfish, so Milotic is all that remains. I go for Ancient Power as Milotic uses Water Pulse. I then use Ice Beam to try keep it out of full restore range, but it chooses to use Recover instead to bring it back to nearly full health. Ancient Power on the next turn provides us with an Omni Boost, so that means only one more shot on the next turn was enough to take it out, earning us the final badge of the region. Wow, I'm honestly surprised by how well Fish has handled itself through the challenge so far. I really haven't had to do much grinding except for prior to the second and third gyms. But let's see how we actually square up against the members of the Elite Four. Before I can get there though, I must make my way through Victory Road, as well as our old friend Wally here. I would like to say that this battle was a tough one, but I would be lying. Nope, instead I proceed to take out the majority of his team with a single shot up until Gardevoir, who still does not manage to deal even a single point of damage before I send our green hair friend packing. Come on Wally, not even a single point of damage? You've got to be kidding me. At this point I'm almost at the 4-hour mark of the challenge, but it's finally time to take on the Elite Four. Sydney is up first and leads with Mightyena. It drops Fish's attack with an Intimidate and his accuracy with Sand Attack before going down to a couple of double edges. Cacturne was out next, and 2 goes down to a double edge while missing a Cotton Spore. So out comes Sharpedo instead. Double edge brings it down to red health before I boost our attack with Swagger. Sydney then heals it back to full health, and Fish proceeds to hit itself in confusion before taking out the shark with a single Earthquake. Absol is out next and takes the time to do absolutely nothing while Fish takes his time missing every attack it attempts before finally landing a double edge to take it out. So all that was left was Shiftry. Fish misses a double edge on turn 1 as Shiftry goes for double team. That is not good. With the drop in accuracy from Sand Attack and the increased evasiveness from double team, I'm going to be lucky just to land a hit at this point. But I do on the next turn, taking it out with a single shot and securing us the victory. I could have gotten much worse considering that he had both Cacturne and Shiftry on his team, but I'll take a win any way I can at this point. Phoebe and her team of Ghost type Pokemon were up next, and I would like to say that she wasn't much of a threat, but again I would be lying. Attempting to save some PP on Ancient Power for the time being, I choose to prioritize Waterfall in the fights against both Dusclops, which works well, but leaves Fish with under half health as Bandit comes out. I choose to go for Ancient Power, hoping for that Omni boost again, but Bandit survives and follows with Spite to drop the PP down to 0. I have no choice but to go back to Waterfall at this point, which takes it out, but Sableye is up next. It holds on after an Earthquake and uses Attract to make Fish fall in love. Like a teenager going to prom for the first time, Fish succumbs to the power of love on the next turn, as Sableye hits hard with Psychic to bring it down to low health. One more Earthquake takes it out, so one last Bandit was all that was left. Earthquake deals some huge damage, but for some reason, Phoebe chooses to go for a skill swap instead of any damaging move. So with one more Waterfall, her final Pokemon goes down to secure us yet another victory. Glacia and her team of Ice-type Pokemon was up next, and considering that we have the power of Ancient Power on our side, this one's going to be easy. With that being said, and after just over a minute of real life time, we've taken her out and we're moving on. Dragon Trainer Drake is up next, and this is another battle that can be tough. He leads with Shelgon, who takes an Ancient Power without any issue whatsoever, but we do get an Omni boost in the process. One more Double Edge takes it out, so Flygon is out next. It brews up a Sandstorm, which is a strange choice considering it doesn't even deal damage at this point, but this allows us to get off some solid damage with Double Edge on the next turn. A full restore is enough to save it as another Double Edge and Waterfall takes it out, but another Flygon is out next. It too goes down rather easily, so as Altaria comes out, Fish is standing strong with over 2/3 of his health still remaining. Luckily for me, Altaria and Salamence are both weak to Rock type moves, so Ancient Power was more than enough to take both of them out, defeating Drake and therefore all members of the Elite Four. All that stood in our way now was the champion of the region, Steven Stone. This battle is notoriously difficult considering that his Skarmory that's out first loves to spam the move Toxic, which will easily end any solo Pokemon run. But instead it chooses to go for Spikes on turn 1 as Fish gets an Omni boost from Ancient Power. Skarmory again chooses not to use Toxic on the next turn as he uses Steel Wing instead to deal 50 damage before going down to a couple more Waterfalls. Claydol comes out next, and I make the mistake of misclicking on Earthquake as Claydol sets up a Reflect. It does minor damage with an Earthquake before a couple Waterfalls takes it out. Then came Aggron, and I'm really hoping that an attack boost to the Earthquake will be enough, but it isn't. It brings it down to low health instead as it retaliates for some huge damage. Full restores again mean nothing as Reflect wears off and a couple more Earthquakes take it out, but then comes Cradily. Upon further assessment of our moveset, I really don't think we have a viable option to take this out with a single shot. I go for Earthquake hoping there'll be enough, but it isn't, so a single Giga Drain is more than enough to take Fish out. That Cradily is going to be one heck of a wall to break through. I have some rare candies in my bag, so I power Fish up to level 65 and give it another shot. This time when I arrive at Cradily, I choose to use something with a bit more power, like Double Edge, which is not the best option considering the Cradily is part Rock type. So this does very little damage, and Giga Drain takes it out yet again. I think I'll have to completely rethink my strategy for this one. I take the time to fly to Lily Cove and grab myself the TM for Blizzard before heading next door to forget to move Waterfall so I can add the new move to my repertoire. I then recruit my team of Zigzagoons and travel around the map to find every elixir and PP up that I can. After finding enough PP ups to get all my moves up to their max PP, I head back into the Elite Four to take it on yet again. I arrive at Steven at level 67 this time, so Fish has also learned Hydro Pump at this point, which I add to the moveset in place of Double Edge. And that really has me thinking, will these 2 extra levels and the new moveset be enough to take him down? Well, let's find out. He again leads with Skarmory, so I go for the Omni boost with Ancient Power, but don't end up getting it before the Steel Bird goes down. Claydol is out next, and a couple Hydro Pumps takes it out, but not before it brings us down to just over half health. Aggron is out next, and Earthquake is enough to drop it with a single shot this time. The experience from battle brings Fish up to level 68 as Cradily comes out yet again. I need to land a Blizzard here which only has 70 accuracy, and it not only lands, but freezes the Stone Plant in the process. That may have sealed our victory with this single lucky shot. The inaccurate Blizzard lands yet again on the next turn, and we all know plants don't survive the winter, so out comes Armaldo instead. It's able to deal some minimal damage with Ancient Power before a couple of Earthquakes from Fish takes it out. so all that stands between us and victory now is Steven's signature Pokemon, Metagross. Not only is Metagross a tank, but it also has some insane attack stats, so I'm really gonna have to take this thing out as quick as I can. So I go for Earthquake, just to bring it down to low health. And it too has Earthquake. But Fish hangs on with just red health. Metagross recovers some health with a Citrus Berry, but this means nothing as Fish lands yet another Earthquake to take it out. With that, we've defeated Steven Stone and earned ourselves the title of the champion of the region. As we log our prehistoric Fish into its rightful place in the Hall of Fame, I can now say that I finally solo ran the best region in all of Pokemon. But that's gonna do for today's video. If you like this video, please let me know in the comments below. Also remember to leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this in the near future. If you want to be part of the action live as it happens, follow me on Twitch where I'm streaming on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 PM Central Time. I'm currently running a randomizer Nuzlocke of Pokemon Black, and just finished up a Heart Gold Nuzlocke using only gift Pokemon. If you want to watch that challenge or any of my other Pokemon challenges, just check out the playlist in the description below. With all that being said, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.